Liverpool Street, also known as London Liverpool Street, is a central London Railway terminus and connected London Underground station in the northeastern corner of the City of London. It is the London terminus of the West Anglia Main Line to Cambridge, the busier Great Eastern Main Line to Norwich, local and regional commuter trains serving East London and destinations in the east of England, and the Stansted Express to London Stansted Airport. It was opened in 1874 as a replacement for the Great Eastern Railway's main London terminus, Bishopsgate Station, which was subsequently converted into a goods yard. Liverpool Street was built as a dual-level station with an underground station opened in 1875 for the Metropolitan Railway, named Bishopsgate until 1909 when it was renamed Liverpool Street. An additional station called Bishopsgate existed on the main line just outside of Liverpool Street from 1872 until 1916. During the First World War, Liverpool Street was a target of one of the deadliest daylight air raids by fixed-wing aircraft. The attack killed 162 people. In the build-up to the Second World War, the station served as the terminus for thousands of child refugees arriving in London as part of the Kinder Transport Rescue Mission. The station was modernised and rationalised between 1985 and 1992. At the same time, the neighbouring Broad Street station was demolished and its lines redirected to Liverpool Street. As part of the project, the Broadgate development was constructed on the Broad Street site. Queen Elizabeth II officially opened the modified station in December 1991. The underground station was damaged by the 1993 Bishopsgate bombing, and during the 7th July 2005 terrorist attacks 7 passengers were killed when a bomb exploded aboard an underground train just after it had departed Liverpool Street. With over 58 million passenger entries and exits in 2012-13, Liverpool Street is one of the busiest railway stations in the United Kingdom and is the third busiest in London after Waterloo and Victoria. It is one of 19 UK stations managed directly by Network Rail. It has 3 main exits, to Liverpool Street, after which the station is named, to Bishopsgate, and to the Broadgate development to the west of the station. The underground station is served by the Central, Circle, Hammersmith and City and Metropolitan lines, and is in Fare Zone 1. History: Mainline Railway Station, a new terminus for the city. Liverpool Street Station was built as the new London terminus of the Great Eastern Railway to serve its lines to Norwich and King's Lynn. In 1862 the GER had been formed by the merger of several railway companies and had inherited Bishopsgate Station as its London terminus. Bishopsgate was inadequate for the company's passenger traffic and, being located in Shoreditch, was poorly situated for the City of London commuters the company was seeking as customers. As a consequence, the GER made plans for a new, more central station. In 1865 early elements of the planned development included for a circa 1-mile-long line branching from the main line east of the company's existing terminus in Shoreditch, and a new station at Liverpool Street as the main terminus, with Bishopsgate Station to be used for freight traffic after the former's completion. The station at Liverpool Street was to be constructed for the use of the GER and of the East London Railway, built on 2 levels with the underground East London line around 37 AFT below the GER and with the GER tracks supported on brick arches. The station was planned to be around 630 by 200 AFT in area, with its main 4-section add-on to Liverpool Street and an additional entrance on Bishopsgate Street. The main train shed was to be a 2-span wood construction with a central void providing light and ventilation to the lower station, and the station buildings were to be in an Italianate style to the designs of the GER's architect. The line and station construction was authorised by the Great Eastern Railway Act 1864. The station was built on a 10 acres site previously occupied by the Bethlehem Royal Hospital, adjacent to Broad Street Station, west of Bishopsgate and facing on to Liverpool Street to the south. Prior to the station's construction, the site was part of the general urban development of London. The development land was compulsory purchase, displacing around 3,000 residents of the parish of St Botolph without Bishopsgate. In order to offset the distress caused by the displacement of persons, the company was required by the 1864 Act to run daily low-cost workmen's trains from the station. The station's design was by GER engineer Edward Wilson and it was built by Lucas Brothers, builders. The station roof was designed and constructed by the Fairburn Engineering Company. The overall design was approximately Gothic, built using stock bricks and Bath stone dressings. The building incorporated booking offices as well as the company offices of the GER, including chairman's, board, committee, secretary and engineers' rooms. The roof was spanned by 4 wrought iron spans, with primarily glass glazing. 2 central spans of 109 ft and outer spans of 46 and 44 ft, 730 ft in length over the Eastern Main Lines, and 450 ft long over the local platforms. The station had 10 platforms, 2 of which were used for mainline trains and the remainder for suburban trains. The station was built with a connection to the subsurface Metropolitan Railway, with the station platform sunk below ground level. As a result, there are considerable gradients leaving the station. The Metropolitan Railway used the station as a terminus from February 1, 1875 until July 11, 1875. Their own underground station opened on July 12, 1875. Local trains began serving the partially completed station from October 2, 1874, and it was fully opened on November 1, 1875, at a final cost of over £82 a million. The original city terminus at Bishopsgate closed to passengers and was converted for use as a goods station from 1881 until it was destroyed by fire in 1964. The Great Eastern Hotel adjoining the new Liverpool Street station opened in 1884. Expansion of the station. Although initially viewed as an expensive white elephant, within 10 years the station was working at capacity and the GER was acquiring land to the east of the station for expansion. An Act of Parliament was obtained in 1888 and work started in 1890 on the eastward expansion of Liverpool Street by the addition of 8 new tracks and platforms. The main station was extended approximately 230 ft eastwards, additional shops and offices were constructed east of the new train shed up to the boundary formed by Bishopsgate Street without. The new station's roof consisted of 4 longitudinally aligned arched roofs, the outer roofs were approximately 51 ft wide, and the 2 inner roofs approximately 42 ft wide in width. The roofs were set on 13 sets of piers spaced 30 ft apart, plus an 87 ft roof at right angles over the circulating area at the buffer stop end of the station. At the north end of the station roof a parcels office was constructed over the tracks, supported on cast iron columns carrying wrought iron box and plate girders longitudinally and crosswise, on which were carried rolled steel joists. The elevated main parcel offices and side buildings required extensive and substantial foundation work, taken down to 30 ft below ground level to a clay substratum. The building was supported on multiple iron columns, the largest of which were 3 ft diameter, connected in pairs and cross-strutted. For foundations and inner walls stock bricks were used, for the base of the outer walls of the parcel office Staffordshire blue bricks were used followed by Leicester bricks, and for facing other walls of the new station Reuben bricks and Suffolk bricks were used. The 4 train shed roofs were carried out by Messrs Handyside and Company, supervised by a Mr. Sherlock, the resident engineer. All the foundations, earthwork and brickwork were carried out by Mowlam and Company. The ironwork of the parcels office was carried out by Head Wrightson. Approximately 620 long tons of cast iron was used for columns, stanchions and accessories, and 1,230 long tons of wrought iron for box and plate girders. Electric power was supplied from an engine house located north of the station. Additional civil works included 3 iron bridges carrying road traffic over the railway on Skinner, Primrose and Worship Streets. The bridge ironwork was supplied and erected by the Horsley Company. John Wilson was chief engineer, with W. N. Ashby as architect. The Metropolitan Railway connection was closed in 1904. In 1912 the Central London Railway was extended to the station. First World War on memorials. During the First World War, on June 13, 1917, Ernst Brandenburg led an aerial raid with 20 Gotha GV bombers the first such attack by fixed-wing enemy aircraft in daylight targeting a number of sites including Liverpool Street Station. 7 tons of explosive were dropped which killed 162 people and injured 432. 3 bombs hit the station, of which 2 exploded, having fallen through the train shed roof, near to 2 trains, causing multiple fatalities. This was the deadliest single raid on Britain during the war. Over 1,000 GER employees who died during the war were honoured on a large marble memorial installed in the booking hall, unveiled on June 22, 1922 by Sir Henry Wilson. On his return home from the unveiling ceremony, Wilson was assassinated by 2 Irish Republican Army members. He was commemorated by a memorial plaque adjoining the GER monument, unveiled 1 month after his death. Also commemorated in the station is mariner Charles Fryatt, who was executed in 1916 for ramming a German U-boat with a GER steamer SS Brussels. The GER memorial was relocated during the modification of the station and now incorporates both the Wilson and Fryatt memorials, as well as a number of railway-related architectural elements salvaged from demolished buildings. Productivity experiments. In the early 1900s, successful applications of electric traction suggested that electrification could be viable on the heavily used local services out of London termini, and after the First World War the GER required increased capacity out of Liverpool Street. However, the company was not able to undertake the cost of electrification. High-powered, high-tractive effort steam locomotives such as the GER Class A55 were a possible solution, providing high acceleration usually associated with electric traction, but were rejected due to the high track loadings. An alternative optimization scheme was followed using a combination of automatic signalling and modifications to the layout at Liverpool Street. The station introduced coaling, watering, and other maintenance facilities directly at the station, as well as separate engine bays and a modified track and station layout in an effort to reduce turnaround times and increase productivity. Services began on July 2, 1920 with trains to Chinchwood and Enfield running every 10 minutes. The cost of the modifications was £80,000 compared to an estimated £3 a million for electrification. Second World War. Thousands of Jewish refugee children arrived at Liverpool Street in the late 1930s as part of the Kindertransport rescue mission in the run-up to the Second World War. In September 2003 the Far One Quarter Adaskine Kindertransport memorial sculpture by artist Flor Kent, who conceived the project, was installed at the station. It consisted of a specialized glass case with original objects and a bronze sculpture of a girl, a direct descendant of a child rescued by Nicholas Winton, who unveiled the work. The objects included in the sculpture began to suffer deterioration due to weather, and in 2006 a replacement bronze memorial, named Kindertransport The Arrival, by Frank Meisler, depicting a group of children and a railway track, was installed at the main entrance on Liverpool Street. The statue of the child from the Kent Memorial was re-erected separately on the concourse in 2011. During the Second World War the station's structure sustained damage, particularly the Gothic tower at the main entrance on Liverpool Street and its glass roof, which was damaged by a bomb that landed nearby on Bishopsgate. Post-war electrification. After the formation of the London Passenger Transport Board in 1933, work to electrify the line from Liverpool Street to Shenfield began in association with the London and North Eastern Railway Company. Progress had been halted by the Second World War but was given a high priority after the end of hostilities, and the line between Liverpool Street and Stratford was electrified from December 3, 1946, and the full electrification of the Shenfield line at 1500 VDC was completed by late 1949. At the same time electrification of London Underground services in Essex and North East and East London led to the withdrawal of some services from Liverpool Street, being replaced with ALU operations. Electrification continued with the line to Chinchwood electrified by November 1960. Redevelopment and Broadgate. In 1973 the British Railways Board, London Transport Executive, Greater London Council and Department of the Environment produced a report examining the modernisation of transport facilities in Greater London. The report recommended that the reconstruction of Liverpool Street and Broad Street stations should be given high priority, also recommending financing this through development of property on the site. Liverpool Street had a number of design and access issues, much of which derived from the 1890 extension, which had created effectively two stations on one site, with two concourses linked by walkways, multiple booking halls, and inefficient traffic flows within the station. Additionally, the rail infrastructure presented limitations. Only 7 of the platforms could stable 12-carriage trains, and the station track exit layout was a bottleneck. In 1975, British Railways announced plans to demolish and redevelop both stations. The proposed demolition resulting in considerable public opposition, and as a result a public inquiry took place from November 1976 to February 1977. The inquiry resulted in the requirement to retain and incorporate the western train shed roof into the new development. The station end roof was repaired and reinforced between 1982 and 1984, followed by repairs to the main roof completed in 1987. Initial plans included the broadening of the exit of the stations by 2 to 8 tracks, with 22 platforms on a layout similar to that of Waterloo Station. The combined Broad Street and Liverpool Street station was to be at the level of the original Liverpool Street station, with relatively low-rise office developments. Poor utilisation of land value caused the development to be reassessed in 1983 April. As a result, it was decided to retain the existing 6-road exit throat, an 18-platform layout in combination with re-signalling. This resulted in a station confined to the Liverpool Street site, with ground space released for development. In 1985, British Railways signed an agreement with developers Rosehorse Stanhope, and work on the office development, known as Broadgate, began. Railway work included the construction of a chord from the North London Line to the Cambridge Main Line, allowing trains formerly using Broad Street to terminate at Liverpool Street. The station was reconstructed on rationalised grounds, with a single concourse at the head of the station platforms and entrances onto Bishopsgate and Liverpool Street, as well as a bus interchange in the southwest corner. The Broadgate development was constructed between 1985 and 1991, with 330,000 am2 of office space on the site of the former Broad Street station and above the Liverpool Street tracks. Proceeds from the Broadgate development were used to help fund the station modernisation. In 1989, the first visual display unit controlled signalling operation on British Rail became operational at Liverpool Street. The redeveloped Liverpool Street was officially opened by Queen Elizabeth II on December 5, 1991. At this time, a giant departures board was installed above the concourse. It was one of the last remaining mechanical flapper display boards at a British railway station until its replacement in 2007. Recent history: in 1992, an additional entrance was constructed from the east side of Bishopsgate with a subway under the thoroughfare. The station was twinned with Amsterdam Centraal Railway Station in 1993, with a plaque marking this close to the entrance to the underground station. The station was badly damaged by the 24 April 1993 Bishopsgate bombing and was temporarily closed as a result. Approximately £250,000 of damage was caused to the station, primarily to the glass roof. The station reopened on April 26, 1993. In 2007, the flapper departure and arrivals board was removed and replaced by electronic boards. In 2013, during excavation work for the Crossrail project, a 2 acres mass burial ground dating from the 17th century was uncovered a few feet beneath the surface at Liverpool Street. It contained the remains of several hundred people, and it is thought that the interments were from a wide strata of society, including plague victims, prisoners and unclaimed corpses. A 16th-century gold coin, thought to have been used as a sequin or pendant, was also found. Underground stations: Liverpool Street Tube Station is served by the Central, Circle, Hammersmith and City and Metropolitan lines and is the 5th busiest station on the London Underground network. Only the eastbound clockwise platform of the Circle line is currently wheelchair accessible. History: from 1874 to 1875, the Metropolitan Railway used the Liverpool Street mainline station as a terminus. On July 12, 1875 the company opened their own station, initially called Bishopsgate. The station was renamed Liverpool Street in 1909. Subsurface platforms 1 and 2 were opened in 1875. A disused west-facing bay platform 3 was used by terminating Metropolitan and occasional District Line trains running via Edgware Road is still extant. In 1912 Liverpool Street became the new terminus of the Central London Railway after the completion of an extension project from Bank. The deep-level Central Line platforms 4 and 5 opened on July 28, 1912 as the eastern terminus of the Central London Railway. The London Post Office Railway opened a station at the south end of Liverpool Street under the hotel in December 1927. Lifts on either side of the station as well as chutes enabled the transfer of mail to and from the main station. Two 315-foot parcel and letter bag conveyors were connected to platforms 10 and 11. Postal traffic reached 10,000 bags daily in the 1930s, with 690 post office services calling. On December 4, 1946 the passenger line was extended eastwards as part of the war-delayed London Passenger Transport Board's New Works programme. An underground ticket hall was added in 1951. In the 7th July 2005 London terrorist attacks, a bomb was exploded aboard an underground train that had just departed Liverpool Street toward Aldgate. Future developments: on May 30, 2015 the Lee Valley Line's services except the Tottenham Hale route, will pass to London Overground. From 2018, Liverpool Street will be served by underground cross-rail platforms for services westwards to Paddington, Heathrow and Maidenhead via the City and the West End. Abbeywood and Shenfield will be served by overground cross-rail trains to the east. A new ticket hall with step-free access will be built next to the Broadgate development, with a pedestrian link via the new platforms to the ticket hall of Moorgate, providing direct access to London Underground's Northern Line and the Northern City Line. The 6 trains per hour that run a stopping metro service between Liverpool Street and Shenfield will be doubled and diverted into the cross-rail tunnel between Liverpool Street and Stratford via Whitechapel. A temporary shaft in Finsbury Circus allows for construction of the platforms. This will be removed once the station is complete. Services: National Rail destinations. Liverpool Street provides services to and from the east of England including Stansted Airport and Southend Airport, Cambridge, Great Yarmouth, Norwich, Ipswich, Clacton-on-Sea, Colchester, Chelmsford, Braintree, Southend Victoria, Harwich, and many suburban stations in northeastern London, Essex and Hertfordshire. It is one of the busiest commuter stations in London. A small number of daily express trains to Harwich International provides connection with the Dutch flyer ferry to Hoek van Holland. Almost all passenger services are operated by Abellio Greater Anglia, but there are 2 late evening weekday shuttle services to Barking, calling only at Stratford operated by C2C. All other C2C services depart from Fenchurch Street. The Monday to Friday off-peak service from Liverpool Street is 31 trains per hour departing and arriving. Mainline services: the following off-peak weekday services depart from Liverpool Street, bus station. There is a bus station to the west of the station near the Underground and Broadgate entrances, offering services to various parts of London. In popular culture, Liverpool Street is one of the 4 railway stations on the UK version of Monopoly, introduced in the early 20th century. The station has been used several times as the site of fictionalized terrorist attacks. In Andy McNab's novel Dark Winter the station is the target of an attack. In London Under Attack, a 2004 Panorama docudrama portrayal of a terrorist attack on London using chlorine gas. And the drama Dirty War, portrayed a suicide terrorist attack using a dirty bomb near the Underground station. The station has also been used as a backdrop for a number of other film and television productions, including espionage films Stormbreaker and Mission Impossible, and crime drama The Shadow Line, as well as the site for staged flash mobs in the film St. Trinian's 2, The Legend of Fritton's Gold, and for a T-Mobile advert. H. G. Wells' 1898 novel The War of the Worlds included a chaotic rush to board trains at Liverpool Street as the Martian machines overran military defences in the West End, and described the crashing of people under the wheels of the steam engines. The station is the subject of the poem Liverpool Street Station by John Davidson. Gallery, see also, Liverpool Street Signal Box, references. Sources. Further reading, Derbyshire, Nick. Liverpool Street a station for the 21st century. Granter. ISBN 0906782864. External links, station information on Liverpool Street Station from Network Rail, Liverpool Street 1977 photos from 1977, London Landscape TV episode about Liverpool Street Station, alternative view of the Circle, Hammersmith and City and Metropolitan Line platforms.